Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. So today got it from Asda. I think before Christmas, well, it would have been before Christmas because I've not bought any beers since about the middle of December. Um, it's Kirkstall Brewery and their Mango IPA. Fresh, juicy mango adds exotic depth to this hazy IPA, hopped with Galaxy, Citra, and Simcoe. 5.5%. And recently, I'm sure it's recent. I'm sure I read this last week, so apologies if I get this wrong. You know, none of us are perfect. I'm sure that Leeds Brewery have closed, but their head brewer has gone to Kirkstall Brewery and continuing to brew Leeds Brewery beers. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, hand on heart, apologies. Um, but I'm sure I read that last week. You know, I do read a lot on the internet. Um, yeah, the internet's not just for porn. Yeah, yeah, dirty bleeders. Are you watching porn on the internet? Dirty boggers. But anyway, big, yeah, big mango on the nose there. So it's a orangey looking pour, like a light orange looking pour, centimetre of whitehead. Like I say, a hoppy mango nose on the front. So yeah, I mean, if breweries, and I'm seeing this, and it's happening in more places. It's happening in quite a few places. Um, that yeah, it's happening in quite a few places that people are getting to a certain age and they've had enough. They're not the brewery work is intensive. Obviously, lifting casks. I was at Robin Hood Beer Festival, and yeah, I may be a 50, 51, but I was slinging the casks around, whereas a lot of them were. Yeah, I was watching them. I was like, Jesus Christ, get them, fucking lift them up. and But obviously, I'm quite fit in my job. Job's a labour intensive job, and I've always been that way. So, a bit of steam come off there, and then I've just blown, and it's not there now. That's weird. But yeah, so I'm seeing this where breweries, people are thinking, I've had enough. My time's over. I'm going to retire, or just don't want to get out of booze. And I've seen this quite a bit. So even though some breweries have gone because of the sad times, that we're in, some breweries have just decided to call it a day. In Nottingham, locally in COVID, we lost Sales Ales. No, not Sadler's. Sadler's another one. Fucking pisses me off, that does. Pardon my French. Never see Sadler's now. Hawkshead. Yeah. There's a word that rhymes with anchors. Um, trying to think. Deventio was a localish brewery, East Midlands brewery, and they like some other breweries, they just called it quits. I mean, obviously the kit they can sell on, and because the kit's reusable, always refixable, um, and yeah, it's sad to lose breweries, but like anything, business moves on. I mean, it is sad people losing their businesses. It's totally sad. But for Kirkstall, oh shite, no thanks. For Kirkstall to come in and carry on brewing Leeds Brewery beers with the brewer. So the water's from the same area of the country. I presume Kirkstall are in Leeds. Double check that now. Oh, they're from Finland. No, they are from Leeds. So in some ways, that's great of Kirkstall to carry it on. Kirkstall I look at as a more craft beer brewery. Leeds I would have said was a more trad beer brewery. I'm sure the likes of Andy's Beer Reviews and Hugh the Beer Kid will put me right on this, uh, as that's their neck of the woods. And Ginge Real Ale Trail and Mr. Hopsy, that's all your neck of the woods. Eh? Yeah, there's not many of us from Nottingham. Well, that do beer reviews of all sorts of things. And I'm going to stop there before I say anything I shouldn't do. So there's a lovely mango nose coming off this. I'm already on 5 minutes. I haven't even took a bloody sip yet. Oh, the aroma is sublime. Well played, Kirkstall. And, I look at friends working in the brewery industry, and I've made good friends. What beer reviewing has done is, I didn't know anybody from the brewery industry beforehand, and I didn't. Well, why would I? It's not my industry. I'm a gardener. Um, and then through doing beer reviews on this channel, honest, but supporting locals, but still honest. Uh, Made good friends. Maybe not from the pissed up beer reviews, but there you go. You can't win them all, can you? But obviously, I deliver a sense of what's the word, normal to beer reviews. I'm not trying to be something I'm certainly not, which I'd never would anyway. Because why would you? Personality's king. I've heard some mega exciting news today locally. But fingers until it's released publicly, I can't say anything. But it's from a good friend of mine, so that's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely chuffed, and I will be going over and seeing the bloke, and through every brewery that sadly demises in this shitstorm. Trust me, 2023 already is as bad as 2022 for us, at least. Um, we're going through stuff, and you know, you could let it drag you down, and you could also let it um, erupt. And I'm always trying to be a nice guy, but at some stage, someone's getting some fucking temper and some straight talking, and yeah, it won't be long. It won't be long, you know. Um, can't be a nice guy forever. Sometimes people take the piss because you're a nice person, and yeah, and then they're surprised when you let launch, a load of truths, and these truths certainly are coming. Although it's more personal than anything to do with breweries, obviously. But anyway, back to the beer, not about me. Um, yeah, proper nice mango taste of this. Um, Kirkstall do seem to be doing some nice beers, and looks like exclusive to Asda. Um, and Asda's craft beer range, as we know, is a bit piss poor. Um, it's very stagnant and small. What Asda have done is shrunk their trad and craft beer into, certainly in my Asda, shrunk it. Whereas the spirits have got a massive section, and it's like, surely booze deserves a bigger section in your shop. I'll never work it out, because when I was on booze, we were selling lines like Wano. And then you look at some of the other sections, and some fucking random, I don't know, some Um, Gotta be careful what I say because I can go off on one. But yeah, there's some crap never sells. Every time they have to reduce it because it's out of date, and it's like, put more bloody beer on, put some local beers on. These national companies, they make me absolutely chuckle, and that's me being nice. There's a word. Oh dear. And when I was at Sainsbury's, I wasn't even a beer reviewer then. You know, I was just a Nottingham person, and I told him back then. I said, "Get the bloody local beers in." You know, people from Nottingham want to drink local. Support local. That's what people do. If they see a certain local beer on the shelves and they like other beers, they'll pick that up. They'll think, "Oh, that's local. I'll have some of that as well." You know, support my local people. Same as in, you know, Leeds, where the Kirkstall are based. Me and the wife, after our wedding vow renewal this year now, wow, we're looking to go somewhere overnight after the wedding. So we've got the wedding night, then the next day we're on about going out for an evening, and I think Leeds is actually high on the agenda. It's a bit of a bloody trek to Leeds, mind. Is Leeds past York or before York? I can't remember. I know it's about 2 hours to York from Nottingham. I'm not sure where Leeds is on that side of things. Whether it's more, is it 3 hours? Why do they have to have these cities so far apart? Put them all together, yeah, and then fucking surround it by countryside. Job's a good one. So better not talk any longer. The phone's going to die. Big mango flavours on this. Orangey looking pour. Really nice. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Mango IPA from Kirkstall. For me, good 4.3 out of 5. Easy drinking. Lovely fruity bursts of mango. And yeah, went down well. And I started talking as well. And yeah, we're in a pub setting. We talk. We don't care about upsetting, you know. But, you know, you're talking a way where you're not upsetting people, but you can speak your mind. That's the way you should be. You know, as long as you're not calling people, you know, naughty words and stuff, then, you know, that's what you shouldn't do. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you soon. Cheers all.